What's up, Doc?
We the ones.
We the ones. These are these. Hell, they the one now. Y'all heard what I said, Russ and Paul. We in the building, goddammit. We here to go over one of the quite decently good pay-per-views of the year. It was from Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, in front of a sold-out crowd. It was Crown Jewel. That had a damn good lineup. And since he still got it up, let's start it off with the kickoff show. It was your SmackDown Tag Team Champions, Jimmy and Jay, the Usos, the ones. They went up against the newly reunited Hurt Business of Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin. Decent match on the kickoff, but a quick Uso splash gets the Usos the win. Before we go on to the main card, how you feel about this match?
Boos! That's it?
Yeah.
That's how
it was a match to get them on the card.
It was actually a decent match.
Because they needed to be there. They needed to be there.
They need to be there with the Bloodline.
For their tribal chief. But before we get into the main card, I just want to discuss that because they are in Saudi Arabia, and we've also talked amongst ourselves that it seems like this is the outer state WrestleMania. They try to put on a good card. But I also noticed that the Saudi Arabian fans are completely different from American fans in the fact that this is probably the only live show they're going to get all year. So, of course, WWE's giving them all the stops. So,
yeah, I
feel like the only thing about this that I didn't like was the crowd reactions because they was just cheering for who they knew.
Yeah, that's what I always say.
And not what's really going on in the current WWE. For example, both of these teams was heels and they was cheering for the Usos like it was the damn DX back when DX was the good guy.
They cheer for the people they know.
Like, and not just that. It was like, yeah, you said they only cheer for the people they know. And they cheer tremendously. Like I said, most of this Saudi Arabian people, like, some of the matches, 2-3 matches in, they saying this is awesome. And all they did was a couple headlocks and clotheslines.
They just happy to be.
That's what I'm saying. So I don't want anybody who watched it to think like, oh shit, this must have been a good match. But I mean, some of them, there was a lot of good matches, but they were overhyped as far as crowd reaction.
Yeah.
But started off with a bang on the main card. It was Hell in a Cell.
Instant classic.
It was the trilogy. It was the end of the saga. They don't want to say it's the classic. It was the architect, Mr. Embrace the Vision, Seth freaking Rollins for the third time, going up against the WWE Hall of Famer, the 11-time world champion, the rated R superstar, Edge. And as Darren pointed out earlier, Edge is back. If you had any doubt, this was a 35 minute slugfest.
Mm-hmm. And
they were getting their ass whipped, but they weren't down for as long as I expected them to be. The wrestlers weren't that long. These guys were whipping asses from the spot with Edge pushing Seth Rollins into the cage to go through the table. Seth Rollins diving through the ropes, jumping into the cage from the sunset powerbomb through the table. This was just a damn good match. At the end, when it looked like Seth Rollins just had all the advantage, he had the chain wrapped around his foot. He went for the stomp, and Edge reversed it with a chair shot to the groin, to the huevos, as they say. This set it all up for Edge to take over. Get him with a mean-ass super kicks of his own taking over the part of the match. Yeah. So yeah, gets his cross faces in with wrenches and chains. Edge finishes off Seth Rollins
with a stomp.
With a curb stomp. Where his foot slipped.
It did slip.
On the chair.
But it was still perfect.
But it was... Seth Rollins sold that motherfucker.
Perfectly laid on the chair.
Edge gets the big W. How you feel about this? The end of the saga. And is Edge ready to go on? As a
Edge
solid
looked
contender.
good. Both wrestlers look good.
Yeah, this was a
instant classic, one of the matches of the year. I really thought Seth Rollins was going to win. But he ended up getting it. It was almost a repeat of MSG with the super kicks and then a stomp. But Edge reversed it. Then beat Seth Rollins with his own move.
Yeah,
it should be the end of the feud. But let's see. Because Seth Rollins Seth Rollins always get the last bit.
Yeah.
You saw what happened with Cesaro early in the year. And now they back with the same brand.
That's
too,
what.
on Raw.
Cesaro not Edge.
That's
That's the difference.
That's true.
right.
My takeaway from
Still
it.
Seth Rollins.
You're right. My takeaway from it is a great match, instant classic. It's at the best of the three.
Mm-hmm.
Both guys look good, and if you had any doubt about Edge, that was him showing you right there that he's back. So that's my takeaway.
Rated R superstar.
Yeah. He came away with that victory. He's able to walk away. That was a damn good match. The next match, it was building up for weeks. And it was the return of the
I told you.
hometown hero, Mansoor. Now, with a couple
I told
years
you twice.
experience under his
3
belt,
times.
after a couple years experience under his belt, this was a damn good match for him in his hometown.
Mm-hmm.
He proved like he's WWE superstar and a wrestler. Couple close back and forth. Mustafa Ali teased the 450 splash a couple times, didn't get it. But at the end, perseverance, showing a little bit of he came back, Mansoor, with a springboard reverse neck breaker against the W over Mustafa Ali. And after the match, Saudi Arabian silver medalist from the Olympus, Tarek Hamadi, showed up with a long ass walk to the ring and super kicked Mustafa Ali and walked out with Mansoor. I ain't worried about that. How y'all felt about the match and Mansoor getting the win in front of his own time?
The match was cool. Of course, Mansoor was gonna win. He was back in Saudi. Of course, he was gonna win.
Yeah,
But it was a pretty good match. I liked it.
it was a decent match. Good for Mansoor in his hometown to get the victory. But one takeaway I had from this is, are y'all going to create a whole new storyline with Mansoor and Ali? Because I'm just thinking, did y'all just create this storyline just for him to have the match at Crown
No,
Jewel?
they did.
Or are y'all going to do something more?
I'm not gonna act like we recording this right after Crown Jewel. We watched fucking SmackDown. Y'all had the same match. Mustafa Ali versus
Same.
Mansoor again, and Mansoor won again. So what was the point of building it up for weeks to have it on Crown Jewel just to have the same exact match with the same exact
so we can have a match and
That's
get a
true.
win on
They
Crown
later.
Jewel?
But that's not true. Because even tag teaming, Ali joined them like 2 months ago.
And they were losing though.
Exactly.
So,
I seen it
at the beginning.
but I seen
What,
it
against
2
Mix
months
and
ago.
T-Bar?
At the beginning, they got the wins, but now they've been on a losing streak, and all the losses now. At first, Mansoor was losing. Now all the losses is Ali.
I know, but
It's
why
like
you
3
think?
straight, and then he just lost a match.
But they did that
twice.
particular feud.
That was but I
particularly
understand
so
what you're
Mansoor
saying.
can have a
But
match.
2 months ago,
on
I
Crown
seen
Jewel.
it 2 months ago when they announced Crown Jewel.
Alright.
You automatically
Of
knew
course he's gonna
Mansoor
have
was
a
going to
match.
have
No,
a
but
match.
what I'm saying
So I
is
started
that
to
the
see-
reason that
So
that happened.
remember, they won like 2
Are y'all
straight
gonna do
matches
anything
in a
with
row, and then they started losing everything after that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But are they gonna do anything with Mansoor now though? Or they were just doing that just for Crown Jewel?
I mean, he just had another match again. And now he on SmackDown now with a shorter roster than Raw.
They both want
It's
that.
possible. They
We-
could put him back as a tag team because all Ali wanted to do was teach him a lesson, saying you still don't
You
understand.
know what they're gonna do is win 2-3 matches and start losing again. Yeah.
They gonna do something.
One thing I can say is Saudi Arabia pays WWE a lot of fucking money for this one show.
Hey,
I'm-
I peeped something too.
Go
I
ahead.
peeped something too.
Oh,
They had some old ass steel steps. They had the steel steps from the last Crown Jewel. I know they did. They had
They
them
was in
stored.
storage.
Well, in the first match with Edge and Seth
When
Rollins,
they
took
put the
off
steel steps in the
the-
ring,
the helmet, the bottom,
the whole bottom part, the
looked
whole
like it was some black and on like the
like it was rusty.
like the silver part rusted off.
One thing I can say is
Yeah.
Crown Jewel uses more pyro and fireworks
Than
than Crown Jewel than the whole rest of the year put
Oh,
together in the
and
United
WrestleManias,
States.
dog.
Like the amount of stuff fireworks we got at WrestleMania in Tampa, they gave us more fireworks in the first 3 matches in Saudi Arabia because
Yeah.
Edge got so many fireworks before and he got so many fireworks that he fucking won. That was enough already. So we skipped Mansoor and Ali. They ain't getting nothing. Mansoor got something after he won.
Yeah, fireworks like he wanna.
Yeah.
Like kind of Roy
Like he wanna Roy Rumble.
They get Mansoor. But then we get to our next match, and it was your Raw Tag Team Champions Riddle and Randy Orton, RK Bro, defending them against the former Tag Team Champions AJ Styles and his personal Colossus Omos. Randy Orton had one of the longest entrances he's had in a long time, all because Riddle wanted to go back and ride a camel instead. They got fireworks above the ring. They got his old shit from falling down. AJ got his shit. Boy. But this was a surprisingly good match. Started off with was it Riddle and AJ, and Riddle started getting the best of him early, to the point where Randy came in and had some fun, and then AJ said, "No, enough of this shit. I'm bringing in Omos." One thing I give Omos, he's been on
Big man.
This man's been on the roster for at least 5 years. He started as a security guard, then he was a ninja,
Raw underground,
and now he's the personal Colossus. Goddamn,
Hey, when Shane coming back?
Never.
You gonna make a appearance
again, back to the crowd. Obviously, the most person they knew was Randy Orton, because he wanted RKO every 2 minutes. He teased it as soon as they started chanting on purpose. I give them credit; they were drawn to the crowd the best way they could, because you thought Randy Orton was the face of all faces in this damn match.
You look at all the superstars; they was they was kind of interacting with the fans.
I mean, it was a consistent match until the last about 10 minutes, where Randy Orton and Riddle went on a flurry of moves, brotons, and then Riddle caught Omos. He fell off the ropes, then Omos got back on the ropes when Randy Orton was about to give AJ the DDT. Riddle grabbed his leg. They hit him with the neck shit on the rope. He falls all the way down. Now, mind you, AJ's still in the ring. He's getting ready for Phenomenal. He gets caught for an RKO. And then I'm like, where the fuck is Omos? He still never gets back up in the ring. And I do all this time. That leads to a floating bro with Riddle getting a pin. They're still your champions. I just didn't think Omos should have been out of capacity for that long. But this was a good match, and you get what you can get for who's going to win the match. How y'all feel about it?
Bro.
Is that you, man?
Yeah. Decent match. RK Bro still the tag team champions. Keep it going. I like the Tana with Orton and Riddle. It's entertaining.
Yeah.
Randy.
I think it was a pretty decent match as well. And like Darren said, they actually been a pretty good tag team. They keep it going. My question is, who's next in line at the AJ and Omos for the tag team title shots?
Mm-hmm.
But you see,
We want the smoke.
the new Raws. We got some tag teams on Raw.
We want the smoke.
Yeah.
Smoke season.
Smoke season, goddamn. Our next match was the Queen Crown's final. Now, I don't got much to say about this, because the tournament itself, for this to be the first Queen's Crown tournament, it was phony. They didn't show the girls any love. Almost every tournament match was 3-4 minutes long. The longest one was Doudrop and Shayna Baszler, which was like 4 minutes.
The longest one was this one.
Yeah, this one before that one was Doudrop, and most of that was being in the Karafuda clutch. So I see Vega, who hasn't been pushing her second stint back in WWE. She's been in for about 6 months now. Doudrop, formerly known as Piper Niven. This is all Vince McMahon's doing. There's no way you can deny. He gave her, you know what? You look like a Doudrop. I could just see him standing in the back. And she was like, okay, whatever you need. So, to be honest, I didn't expect much from this match to begin with. So, it was a solid match.
It was a solid
match for the 10-12 minutes that they were given, which I didn't think they were going to get that much, because every match before this was fucking fast as shit. And Zelina Vega had a couple of good moves.
I said,
so DDT was good, and that damn Sunset Bomb was
crispy.
It was crisp. So Zelina Vega wins your Queen's Crown tournament with a Sunset Bomb. And there's got to be some kind of push coming up for a legitimate look like title opportunity. At least not some I'm coming out here because somebody hurt, so I'm getting a title shot on SmackDown, on Raw, or whatever. No, it's like, you just let her win the Queen of the Ring. I mean, the Queen's Crown. Something's got to happen. But how did y'all feel?
I thought Zelina was going to win. It could have been.
I didn't know.
It could have been Doudrop.
I didn't either, but I thought it was
once I saw Doudrop beat Shayna Baszler, I was like, Zelina gonna win. It was like even though she way bigger than her, she gonna find some way.
That's what you told me.
She gonna find some way, but I actually like it because they pushing other people.
Yeah.
You see the people at the top, Bianca.
I mean, not technically, but I see what you mean.
They doing the same thing I say with Elsa Black. They keeping them relevant.
Yeah, that's the word.
I see the same 4 people.
That's the word. They keeping them relevant.
The same 4 people every week.
They not putting them, but
they kind of is because Dewdrop been getting pushed when she first came up.
Yeah.
She was beating the All-Stars.
I don't call it a
don't call it a
because the only people that's been getting title shots for the last 6 months has been Sasha, Becky, Charlotte, Bianca.
That's true.
And then you throw in a random Carmella, a random Zelina, a random Shayna, a random Nia.
I say pushing them because at least it looked like they shown that they could do something.
Okay.
Yeah, for that tournament, it was good that they was in that tournament, and I'm actually glad that match was pretty lengthy, instead of having a quick 3-minute match like they kept having. Like you said, they actually did some good moves in that match.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, like you said, see if Zelina gonna get a title shot or something out of it. I wonder how her character. You see, she got the Queen's Crown now. She gonna have a more cocky attitude. Not that she already doesn't have one. So now look at it. Is she on Raw now, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
Then she is on Raw.
But no hating on Zelina. She's Queen's Crown champion, so we'll see what's next for. I ain't mad.
Yeah. Good job.
It's the first Queen's Crown.
Yeah.
Our next match is the most interesting match of the night. It's the most interesting match to read. And I'm definitely going to give you my reasons. It was no holds barred. The almighty Bobby Lashley going up against the WWE Hall of Famer Goldberg in his 3rd match this year.
Yep, that's it for them.
Yeah.
So, this started off the same way it started at SummerSlam. It was a whole lot of hurt for Goldberg the first 10 minutes. I mean, ass whooping. Lashley pulled the chain out of the tights and started wailing on Goldberg, and he let him get a couple punches in. Kept throwing him into the turnbuckles. Started working on the leg, stomping on it while the chair was around the leg. And then it changed up after these first 8-10 minutes because Lashley set up a table in the corner. And he ran into it as hard as he could, like Braun Strowman running into the turnbuckle. And that turned the tide around to help Goldberg. Of course, he immediately did the only shit he can do, a spear and a jackhammer. But ladies and gentlemen, he did not pin Lashley. He threw him to the outside. And this is where it escalated. Because he took him to the outside. And then he let him get up, spanned him to the barricade, hit him against the announce table, hit him against the barricade again, picked up some steel fucking steps, and tried to splash him with it. Lashley arms all busted open. So Lashley started get out of there, Lashley. Lashley started running up the ramp. Hurt Business come out with kendo sticks like they going. And it looked like a scene from a karate movie where they all go same time and get beat up. So then when it's just Lashley and Goldberg with the kendo sticks, Lashley already got his
that kills it cocked in the air.
And Goldberg got his froze. And I'm like, what the hell?
I'm like, what is this?
and then you just think what was going to happen because of the way the camera angle was by hiding them by the stage. This man Goldberg just looking with his eyes blinking the way they blink. That blinking dude. And Lashley selling the shit out of him.
Lashley a good ass seller.
And the thing about WWE is I understand why people say it's spots and it's not authentic. You're not going to see, and I don't even want to give credit to AEW. I can go as far as Ring of Honor, MLW, GCW. You're not going to see no fucking black cushion up under a table, up under the tables for when they fall. If you want to do a table, you fucking want to do a table no matter where it's at. WWE is always, when they got a spot where they think it's too high, they got to put the tables there, put a black inflatable thing under it, and cover it with some black tablecloth. So all you hear is the table breaking. You think, oh my God, they fucked themselves up. No, it's not that fucking bad. They really just fell. Because Goldberg not doing that shit on no solid concrete. Well, he has ass gone to the hospital. So I can't give them credit for authenticity because it wasn't authentic. I felt like this match dragged on longer than it needed to be. Just for the the sake of Goldberg to go through with his I'm going to kill
That's what I was
Lashley.
That's what I was trying to explain to you.
But
I didn't know how to say it.
And
because both of them.
Before you go, last thing, lastly, this is no holds barred. This was a false count anyway. So why was the referee counting out? But at the end, Goldberg's your winner. Go ahead.
Yeah, they said it. They said it during the match.
No, that shit. That match was no holds barred.
Because they knew Goldberg going
but
to get back in the match.
They said it was false count.
But it wasn't false count anyway. Y'all just said it.
It was no holds barred.
But I'm not stupid. So that's another thing to take away from a pretty good match.
Because it really went with both wrestlers wanted to do to each other. Lashley said he the Almighty, he can't, he ain't gonna never die. And he said he's gonna hurt Goldberg, and that's what he did for the first 10 minutes. He put the hurt on his ass. And then Goldberg said he was gonna mess him up for attacking his son, and that's what he did. And then at the end, Almighty still got up. He said you could never kill Almighty. His ass still got up and walked away.
But the Almighty also said on Monday Night Raw, the week before Crown Jewel, that you can't beat me. You can't beat the Almighty.
You damn sure can't kill me. So my thing is, unlike social media, we not Twitter. We not gonna cancel you for your opinion. That's your opinion. You disagree with us. Right. But I also feel like I gotta go off of what happened prior. Goldberg ain't had a match this damn long in years. Now SummerSlam was a little bit longer, but for him to just disregard doing his signature and finisher for you to fight for another 20 minutes. Why did you even? All right, 15.
It wasn't that long.
No.
Because it was like another 7 minutes.
It wasn't that long.
All right,
he did exactly what you did. All he was doing was his fucking finisher.
No, so
after
listen.
Jackhammer stuff.
After Jackhammer, he tore him to the outside. Spare 30 to 40 seconds for fucking Lashley to walk up the ramp while Goldberg waited. They waited for Cedric and them to come out there. Then it was the whole one at a time thing, and then he walked up there limping and shit. Alright, it was like 8 minutes. But why did that extra 8 minutes
need to happen?
To make this up more exciting.
How does that make Lashley look?
It didn't make him look weak.
To me,
they showed him running away from a ramp.
They showed him running away. The
Almighty
running up a ramp doing like this.
And then 2 other niggas had to come help him. And he still
a kendo stick.
Part of his plan for the Hurt Business to come out.
That's why it makes him look weak.
That's why he walked up there.
But he walked up the ramp and they still got sped off.
It came out before one of the promos.
So look, I would have taken if he'd have pinned them at the jackhammer and then just
decided
to whip Ash. And then Cedric and them come out there and try to save him.
That should have been after the match.
Not explain that whole match for that.
He should have pinned him and then you should have did that after the match. It wasn't a fucking match anyway.
But Lashley still got up and walked away.
Nah, he got away, but he just lost for 55-year-old.
But I'm not mad about that. It's still Goldberg though.
Still Goldberg.
Still Goldberg.
Yeah,
if he could beat Brock Lesnar, he could beat Lashley.
That was 2016.
Not the Almighty.
That was 5 years. He not the Almighty, but beat Lashley.
Come on, Darren. You talking about the Almighty?
You talking about?
Are you still talking about Brock Lesnar?
That was 5 years.
But the thing about Brock Lesnar always been the same beast.
And then
this is a different Bobby Lashley from the Lashley that was cutting Bobby man hair with Donald Trump.
But then he beat
that was an ECW Bobby champion Bobby Lashley. Yeah, from a span of jackhammer.
That was like 2.
And then Goldberg.
I know everything about Goldberg is bullshit.
And then Goldberg got his ass kicked at WrestleMania.
But still.
Listen to me.
It's Goldberg. I know it's Goldberg.
He can beat Brock. Listen to how it went. But listen to me, Darren. So he can beat. Listen to this. So Brock Lesnar ends Undertaker's undefeated streak at WrestleMania. But then Goldberg beats him in 26 seconds. Brock Lesnar.
Right.
So then Brock comes.
WrestleMania.
Yeah, but also in the middle of all that, not only did Brock lose the Undertaker, but Goldberg also lost the Undertaker, and he lost in the worst fashion possible, getting a concussion, almost hurting the Undertaker and everything. So then he not only does he beat the Fiend too,
but then
yeah, he did.
Undertaker still ended up beating Brock though that one match. And then, if he could beat the Fiend, you don't think he could beat the
So Undertaker can beat Goldberg.
No, Undertaker beat Brock recently.
No, so now I'm talking about when he beat him before that Survivor Series, whatever. All I'm saying is Brock ended Undertaker undefeated streak. Undertaker beat Goldberg, but Goldberg can beat Brock in 26 seconds. You talking about the beast thing? No.
But that was back then, though.
Let's go to the King of the Ring.
This not 03. This not WCW or 03 Gold.
That nigga had gray hairs coming out his chest. Yeah.
He beat the Fiend.
It's not. It's not 98 Gold. Or 2004.
At the last Crown Jewel.
So Goldberg lost to 55-year-old Undertaker, but he beat and dominated basically Fiend that hadn't lost basically clean in a year. but he couldn't beat 55-year-old Undertaker.
It's Undertaker.
King of the Ring, final. You have the Prince Finn Balor going up against Xavier Woods. And this was a damn good match between the guys. A lot of back and forth, and at the end, I still don't know officially what Woods called his elbow, but he got the elbow, and he gets the win cleanly over 2020's most dominant champion, in my opinion, WWE, Finn Balor, over Drew McIntyre, in my opinion. He's the most dominant, in my opinion. He's the most dominant champion in WWE in 2020, in my opinion.
Don't believe that.
His wins were more dominant than Drew McIntyre wins in NXT when he was NXT champion. You knew nobody was beating a Prince. I knew some of them niggas should have beat Drew McIntyre.
Like who?
Randy,
which he did.
That was one time.
And he lost. Andrew lost to Roman.
I know Bobby Lashley was going to beat him the first time.
Survivor, so he went for the title.
But if I can be honest, I feel like this was brilliant work once again by the white man to give the black man just enough not to complain. Let me repeat that again. I think this was a brilliant idea by Vince and Kennedy McMahon to the white man to give the black man exactly just enough to not complain. And let me tell you what I mean. Kofi Kingston, 11 young years, finally WWE champion. Big E, almost 10 years, finally WWE champion. Who's the next person on that list from the New Day without a major accolade? Xavier Woods. What? So the man's already expressed how King of the Ring was his dream. That's a light bulb in my head. Let me give Xavier something for him. That'll drag me at least another 2, 3, 4 years before he complain to not be a WWE champion. Give him, he gets the win. Plus, Finn had a very successful year and a half. Yeah. So this was solely for Xavier Woods. Hopefully, it will lead to some kind of run, even if it's not WWE run.
It's been a big year.
Even if it's Intercontinental, give Woods a singles title run.
And that win made it even more big from beating Finn Balor.
Yeah, he even got a WWE title shot against Lashley.
Hey, I know Woods had it, but he got a crown.
But if you want me to be honest, and you know I don't agree with them saying bashing black wrestlers in WWE, but this what the scenario was to me. Woods won this match to make sure the last member of the New Day was happy, and to again enforce that we care about our black wrestlers, which they're doing that. We just wish they do it often and do it more prestigiously. Like, because we had no problem with Kofi's reign besides how it ended.
Yeah.
You could at least let the man fight with pride for 10, 15 minutes.
A couple more few moves.
Besides, you let your WWE champion for 6 months get squashed. That's not cool. Mm-hmm. So, but how y'all feel about this? Again,
I liked it.
I was
like, is he even going to be the Prince turning into the King, or is it going to be King Woods? Xavier Woods, basically for like the last 3-4 months, been on a hot winning streak, and he kept it going.
He did.
Yeah.
To me, Xavier Woods has always been a good wrestler.
He always been
a good wrestler. And like I just said, him beating Finn Balor, the former Universal Champion, and he's just the NXT champion.
Good ass match for the fans.
So you heard what Tough said. First Universal Champion, former NXT champion.
Yeah. Good ass match before the fans came back with that Xavier had with Riddle.
Yeah.
That match was good as hell. That match
Oh,
he had with AJ.
yeah.
Even though I don't think he won. That match was good as shit. It was. He put on good matches.
Yeah.
So what did he put?
And going into this next match, again, as many people like that bash WWE, talking about, I'm not burying black wrestlers, I'm burying WWE for burying black wrestlers. How is WWE burying black wrestlers? Because you don't agree with the way that black wrestlers win. Because you don't agree with the way their black wrestlers win, they're getting buried. WWE is the largest wrestling company in the world. So no matter if you like it, there's still another 50, 60 million people watching it who might like it. So, again, to enforce the support of the black wrestlers, black excellence, your next match for the WWE
Wait,
Championship.
before you go on to that, New Day is the best faction of all time.
They might be.
I just want to say that now.
They're my most liked faction of all time.
Oh, they my most liked. The best of everything.
Based on the accolades now of the members.
I don't just feel off accolades. I'm old
I'm
school.
going
I
off
go off of skill
accolades,
in the
chemistry,
ring.
skill,
Yeah.
all of that. It's a few ones that you can say. But my personal opinion, they are.
But yeah, it's tough set for the WWE Championship. Your WWE Champion Big E in his first title defense. This is how you show your support for black wrestling. Your first title defense goes against Vince McMahon's former chosen one, the former 2-time WWE champion, the Scottish Warrior, now on SmackDown, Drew McIntyre, looking to take that title to SmackDown. This was, as Darren would call, a slugfest between two behemoths. These guys was going at it.
Good ass match.
This is a good ass match. After a reversal, at the end, after a reversal of Big N, and a Claymore came out of nowhere.
That shit was man.
No, first it was a big end. It was Drew McIntyre kicked out. And then after he went for a second big end, and he reversed it into a Claymore. And Big E then kicked out. After that, after a couple back and forths, a minute later, a quick to the ropes, he ended up twisting them up into another big ending. And that was pretty good. That's how you want to go big. So win your first title defense. Big E still your champion.
Against McIntyre.
Against McIntyre, babe. How y'all feel about this?
I love the match. Nobody really never kicks out from the big end.
Nobody really kicks out from Claymore.
And I didn't see nobody kicking out. It was a main ass Claymore too. They kicked out. That's what I like. I like title matches like that. People kick out.
That's
when they
how
finish
you show the
suspense. You gotta get another finisher.
Yes. I'm not supposed to think one LKO is supposed to win.
Yeah.
No, I don't give a fuck how. If it's one of the most devastating, destructive letters in all sports entertainment, nigga. I'm supposed to at least get some drama in my match, and this gave me drama.
I agree with both of them.
Perfect match.
Still your WWE champion, Bobby. Still your WWE champion, Big E. Also in the match, like you said, like it was a good ass match, and like you said, you both kicked out. And then what better way to defend your title and keep it than going against Drew McIntyre, the person who was your WWE champion for a majority of 2020 and some of 2021.
Yeah. Hey man, back to back, shout out to the New Day. All hail King Woods and Big E. You still get WWE.
New Day, Big E talk.
I before a co-main event was triple threat action, and it was for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Big Time Becks, as they call it. I'm no longer a fan.
Big Time
After she continues to stuff her 26-second bullshit down my throat.
That bullshit.
I be trying not to like her.
Hey, I've been a fan for Becky for a while, man, because I like the route she took. She didn't take the Charlotte route, but hey, you decided to have a baby. You decided to have to relinquish the title. I think it's unfair that you come back and immediately win somebody in 26 seconds after they've been carrying shit. That's just how I feel about Goldberg and all that. No. So I immediately not became a fan of Becky no more. But this was against the former SmackDown Women's Champion, the EST, Bianca Belair, who's been still putting in work, and she's still been shining even after that bullshit with Becky. And returning Blueprint, the legit boss, the standards, Sasha Banks. This was a damn good triple threat match. When I tell you we thought Big E and Drew McIntyre had drama, this had drama. The girls were everywhere. And they were showing us that anybody could possibly win this match,
Yeah.
but we weren't stupid because we knew it was
We
happening on
did. You
SmackDown.
knew, huh?
Even with that t-shirts on.
Even
Yeah.
with the teas, you knew what was going to happen.
Yeah,
Like you said, yeah, that shit was that match. I love it.
one of the biggest spots at the end was when the EST they got a fury of momentum and Becky and Sasha was right next to each other. She went for her pat the springboard, missed the splash, and I looked at Hayden and was like, they both about to do their finishes on her. And they both went for a disarm and a bank statement and started fighting for it.
Pick both of them.
Yeah, try to do a KOD on both of them. Sasha has
Yeah, but
that girl stays in the jump.
I thought.
y'all know why I'm doing this, guy. But the EST, she did get her a kiss of death.
Yeah.
At the end, when these ladies were trying to take advantage of Becky,
Vintage.
Bianca throws Sasha out the ring. Sasha grabs the leg, pull her out the ring. And as soon as Sasha get back in the ring, it's a roll-up pin. Why grabbing the ropes? And I don't have enough. I don't mind
Big time.
I don't mind the cheat. It's a cheat.
It's a triple.
But a roll-up?
A roll-up cheat though.
Like, come on, bro. It's a triple threat. That should make it even easier to give me a defender defending. Because it's a triple threat.
But I think.
Like, I would have took the cheap. Somebody did they finish a dome out the
ring over that.
Then a roll up with a hole in the
I think like y'all always say, they didn't want them to look bad. They didn't want them to take a clean loss.
Yeah, all three women look good. Nobody looks bad in
That's
this
why
match.
they let it in like
They
that.
didn't them take a clean loss. Why don't do the finish? I was draw them out.
Nobody looks
See,
bad in this
that's what
match.
happened. She got the KOD on Becky. Then they both pulled each other out the ring and shit, trying to get the pin.
They all look good.
That's what happened. They took too much time up, and Becky rolled them up. I like the name of her other finishes too. The manhandle slam.
You made a
rock
rock bottom.
The manhandle slam.
That's a rock
You
bottom.
made a rock bottom.
That's
that's a rock
bottom.
Should look like more than a book enemy.
Then you
It's
had
not a bucket, it's a
Becky
rock
Lynch
bottom.
said she asked The Rock for permission. It's a rock bottom.
The manhandle slam.
You made a rock bottom.
That's a rock bottom, baby.
That was a nice manhandle slam on Sasha.
Alright, yeah.
Damn good match.
As y'all can see, this is a damn good pay-per-view, but now it's time for the main event. And for about the 10th pay-per-view
Get y'all
straight,
phones out, y'all.
for the 10th pay-per-view straight,
Get ready.
for 417 consecutive days, the head of the table, the tribal chief, the Universal Champion, was defending that title against the beast incarnate Brock Lesnar. But would we have a special counsel, or would we have an advocate?
You had his wise mind.
This guy.
So
That's my tribal chief.
Roman came out, he was crisp, he was focused, but so was Brock. This is a good match. Usually Brock matches start off with him getting the advantage, quick suplex city, but Roman had the early advantage with this one. And he took over early, and Brock immediately started turning red.
And he got stunned.
Took him like a good 5 minutes to get his first suplex.
Yeah, and out of nowhere, like Don said, Lesnar hits the first suplex, and then Reigns put him in a fucking like some kind of death grip. It wasn't a guillotine, but he was trying to hold on for dear life. And out of nowhere, Superman punch early on. As we get more, we're gonna get into more of this.
My favorite part, the dive outside the ring.
Yeah, right.
The Reigns
On
dive.
the short end too.
With the floor camera catching him
The
come
vintage,
over. That was what was
vintage
big.
Reigns.
Yeah,
Reigns is on his meeting on his game.
Yeah, so as they get back in the ring, Reigns goes for another spear. Brock completely jumps over him, and that's what starts the next suplex city. The next about 3 or 4 of them. After that, we get an F5, and this is the tribal chief now. This is not the big dog. When I told him he waited till one of the very end,
that was the
same thing Drew McIntyre did at that first big end. That shit was the very end. But he was upset. He picks him back up again, and little Nate, boy, if he's not one of the best sellers since Earl Hebner,
He jumped in
as a
that too.
yeah, he jumped up as Brock was doing the F5, like he could take more contact. And then Brock got mad like he was about to get right up. He picked this
And
nigga
then
up.
the Reigns
Reminiscent of the last
had
time
his
he
head
did
up. They opened him up and just drop him back down. And
So-
he gonna roll it. Then this man gonna roll up the
Then you roll down the ring. So this is where it gets interesting. The one of the greatest actors of all time, the facial expression king, Paul Heyman. Now he's looking at both men. He has the title in his hand. He's looking up like, oh God. This man threw the title in the middle of the ring and said,
You know what to do. You know what to do.
but he wasn't talking to anybody. So of course
Then he
Brock and
gonna turn
Roman
right,
had it
turn
perfectly.
away.
They fighting for the title. Brock grabs it and from under the ring, it's the Bloodline. Double super kicks.
The
Brock.
ones.
Roman picks up the title. Belt to the head. New ref comes sliding in the ring.
Hey, ball ass
3
out
seconds
there.
right at the pin. With a 1, 2, 3. As Reigns and the Bloodline still the title. Roman's like, what the hell? Paul has the did I fuck up face. And Brock's upset. How y'all feel about the main event? And your tribal chief still being the same.
I like them. It was a good main event. And them both of them brought it. And like I said, right, Roman Reigns was still.
At first I thought Reigns was gonna lose his title, but then after a couple of weeks went by, I saw that Reigns wasn't losing to Brock. He was not losing that match. It was close with the F5. Nope. 2 spears.
This is the tribal chief.
Referee knockout. Paul Heyman don't know who he picking, which side he on.
He still don't know.
Shot to the head with the Universal title. Still your Universal Champion, Roman.
My prediction holding on.
Reigns.
I also believe that the
My
fans made
Either one.
Brock seem more of a babyface than he really is, but it was reconfirmed on SmackDown because they was chanting like a motherfucker when he raised that belt.
They was also chanting because fucking he whooped Adam Page.
Yeah. But as Tup says, his prediction still stays alive. The tribal chief is on his way.
He gonna break the 503 record.
Universal Champion reign.
All you need is about 3 months.
And of course, I was like, you can't.
All you need is less than 3 months.
I thought somebody else would say, but you can't have Brock win and then hijack the title. Once again, probably wouldn't have a match until defend the title until
Day one.
Royal Rumble. So no, you can't do that no more.
You got the hottest thing on
You need
in
to jump
WWE right now.
on the damn show.
Alright, fellas, what was y'all best match of the night?
The Hell in a Cell match.
How so?
Hell in the Cell delivered, but I do give credit
Right?
to the triple threat
It was some good ass
and
matches.
Big E
And
and
Big
Drew
E,
McIntyre.
I said it was them 3 was the best matches.
Reigns
And I
Brock
can't leave
was
out
good.
Reigns and Brock. Reigns and
Okay.
Brock. That was a good match.
It's a hard one.
But we had some good shit on here. Well, we've come to a collective that this was a damn good pay-per-view. WWE has been consistently bad through stretches of
Because I don't know what the
2021.
fuck Raw be doing at times. SmackDown usually delivers the majority of the time.
No.
Because the pay-per-view is not all the damn talking and stuff.
If I can be
And
honest,
promos, that's
if I
why
can
you're just
be-
gonna have your match.
I mean, I can never
That's why
change
pay-per-views
your
are
mind,
better.
Darren, but to me, I'm starting to really feel like that 3 hours of Raw is really hurting them because it's 3 hours. They put in a whole bunch of extra talking and dumb bullshit that don't need to be there.
That's what I'm saying.
And then how you got 3 hours, but you still have 2 or 3 Queen's Crowns matches that last 2-3 minutes. So you ever had niggas talking for 20-30 minutes at a time? And then you gonna give me the same fucking matches every fucking week?
You wanna know what's funny?
Darren, do you know what they did to this Raw just past, Darren? First of all, you gave me a match where you knew you weren't gonna give me a definitive winner. You gave me Bianca Belair challenging for a Raw Women's title 3 days before she challenged for the SmackDown title this is one of the first times Charlotte Flair made fucking sense. Why is Bianca title big getting a title shot for my belt? I never thought.
I said Rose.
No. If he thought that because of his love for Bianca.
No, he
because of that
scenario. He
scenario.
thought Sasha was going to win the match at Crown Jewel.
I never seen.
Since Sasha's
I
on
never-
SmackDown.
I thought he was gonna win just because they on that perspective. I didn't think WWE was gonna do that swap shit again.
No,
but they
I
did.
seen it coming. I seen it coming. You should have known it was coming when the Raw Women's Champion was drafted first.
Yeah, that's true.
That was the automatic sign that there was going to be a swap change. And then they showed you later on in the show when Becky got drafted to Raw. That automatically told me swap change. I don't know how that told y'all. Based off experience, that told me swap change more than it told me title change.
But
why would Becky lose the belt? The whole feud since she's been back has been about her. So why would I make her lose the belt rather than swap it? And I'm definitely not going to make Charlotte Flair be the champion again for her to lose it. That's why this is why I had the question. What made y'all think that Bianca was going to win that? That's why I look at stuff differently. You gave me matches where it was predictable to me who was going to win. That match was never going to end cleanly. Somebody was coming out. Because the whole thing was, Bianca, we're not going to let you win another match. You've been beating us the whole time. So whether it was Sasha or Becky, she was on that damn match on Monday and then going into Crown Jewel with a title to go for another title. Now, and I'm not saying they don't like Bianca, but she ain't on Becky Lynch level yet to be giving her 2 titles. They haven't even given fucking Charlotte 2 titles.
That's a good question.
What?
But one thing, you act like they ain't do that before. They did that plenty of times when the pay-per-view was about to come. They had a main event match that never ended. Because they was going to fight at the pay-per-view anyway.
Exactly. Which, again, off the experience, why do you keep giving me the same shit?
But
why would you give me the same type of scenario and expect my reaction to be different? If I know the match is coming up, why would you give it to me now?
Yeah, I think it's dumb. Why would you give her the title shot right before the pay-per-view? Why ain't y'all give it a title shot?
Knowing Charlotte's about to leave.
Why
you thought Charlotte was going to leave Raw without a title? She just got drafted to SmackDown. So if she leaves, there's no person on SmackDown. So that's why you thought Sasha was going to win?
No, I didn't know.
No, I was just hoping they didn't do the predictable. That's all I was hoping.
It just made sense to do the predictable. You know why it made sense to do the predictable? Because the next pay-per-view is Survivor Series.
I know, because I didn't want Charlotte and Becky to be the champions.
Because it's easy to see them fight in Survivor Series. But Vince does. It's easy to put Becky and Charlotte and let any one of them win without a title being lost.
Yeah.
Rather than put Bianca or Sasha in that situation, knowing you're not gonna let Sasha or Bianca beat Becky or Charlotte.
That's true.
You'll allow them to be your other champion, but you're not beating Charlotte and Becky in a champion for the champion match at Survivor Series. It's not happening.
So that's why I was.
That's why I knew that none of them was losing the title with Survivor Series being next, because I already got that as the first match made for Survivor Series is Becky Lynch versus Charlotte Flair.
So who gonna win that match?
Charlotte Flair. Alright, yeah. Crown Jewel was a good ass pay-per-view.
It was.
Survivor Series next. And you heard what we said. Bianca, Becky and Charlotte already made. You know that.
That's made.
It's gonna be interesting because I feel like the only other match that is definitely made is Big E versus Roman Reigns.
I actually didn't need to go away from some of them Survivor Series matches
that are already planned, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Like what?
They need to go away. They need to go away from the United States champion versus the Intercontinental champion.
Yeah, because to me they not even.
They not. That's what I was telling you. They not even champions.
I never thought that because what have I already told? No. What have I already told you? What is the first title a new person wins every time they come to the United States side? It makes it look like the lowest of the mid card, but. Although they're both mid cards, I feel like the Intercontinental is a more prestigious mid card title. I look at the United States being equivalent to a European or a light heavyweight.
Yeah, I feel like
as Intercontinental has always been able to stand on its own as the middle title.
I feel like they should. I feel like them titles should actually have to be defended instead of them going against each other.
It depends on who has it too. Sometimes
you can't say that.
No,
like when Zelina had the belt, and like when Lashley had the belt.
That's WWE fault for doing that then.
It's not.
No, because I feel like WWE ruins the prestige of the
United
States title. Because although they might give it to somebody who was legitimate, like Sheamus,
they'll
let that legitimate person lose to a bum ass nigga. Like they let
Ryback lose. But what did they lose to the? What did they lose to the Intercontinental Champion?
Like they let Ryback lose to Kalisto.
It was like that at first until they changed the title.
Because
the title
they're
bigger. Way big, man. It's almost the size of the WWE title. It looks like a good ass.
But I'm saying that personally because I actually would like to see some type of title match. I don't want to just keep saying the champions go against each other. I want to see a title be defended.
Yeah.
You might get.
That's why I said then take that Intercontinental against the United States out.
You're not getting no titles defended at Survivor Series. You're getting some good old elimination matches and some title versus titles, and you gotta take it.
So,
anything is possible.
And then the thing is ain't a damn pay-per-view until fucking January 1st. So y'all just gonna have the fucking champions not defending?
No, they're gonna have random every week
Raw,
SmackDown.
There's some good Raw SmackDown with fucking disqualifications.
Yeah.
How do you know that?
Because it's Raw
and
Smack.
Maybe Raw will be better now with the new roster.
It's gonna be rolled up, man.
This man is Mr. Optimistic Boy.
Sorry,
they've been doing
the roster is better, but
now, Edge, Finn
the roster is better, but it's still up.
So
basically, it's still up to WWE Creative.
So basically, them niggas that just left SmackDown went to Raw, so we can get the same matches on USA instead of Fox.
That's not true.
It's still up to WWE Creative. What is WWE Creative going to do? Y'all still gonna have the same bullshit finishes and rematches? Why is AJ and why is RK Bro fucking AJ Styles and Omos again for the time?
That's not gonna happen.
How?
That match's not gonna happen.
It's gonna happen on my side. So what's
they ball foil on Raw, right?
Yeah.
I guarantee in the next 3-4 weeks, Randy Orton will be fighting AJ Styles again in a singles match for no reason at all. Because that's what they do. Let's see y'all heard what I say, wrestling pod. These are the tough that I ain't want. No, I'm tired, man. We out of here. We the one.